All right, you guys, good morning. Happy September 29th. Coming to you a little bit congested, but I feel okay overall. Michaela's home sick, but I still have tremendous levels of energy, and I'm just beyond grateful. I'm here last night, and Amanda picks up the phone, and it's Vanessa and her family, and they're like, hey, we're going to bring you guys over some homemade ceviche, aguachile. And I was like, oh, how cool. They were not feeling good the other day. So our family dropped them off some carne asada fries and carne asada burrito. And they dropped us off some homemade aguachile, which I've only had once or twice in my life. And it was bomb. So I'm grateful for the beautiful food that I'm able to eat in our household today and last night. So that's what I'm grateful for. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. But before I do so, I'm actually going to have Joellen just do this. Joellen, are you there? Joellen's getting zhuzhed up. So Joellen, you're going to do two things for me this morning. Maybe more, but you're going to share your safety tip of the morning with everybody. And then two, I'm gonna have you bring us out on the field once you do your safety tip. So Joellen has a really important safety tip that she was chomping at the bit to share with you guys. So let's go ahead, Joellen, and share with the group.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, my safety tip is that we're going to be coming amongst the fire season. We're all going to be coming amongst it. It's going to be happening anytime now. And this is your reminder to always know where your car keys are so that you can get out in case there was a fire. So I don't know if you can see it right here, but I live in an area of pretty much all trees. I live like in a forest area in El Dorado County. Right behind my house, a fire broke out. My husband was down at the soccer field and he was looking up at our houses in the hills with the fire. And yeah, and Gigi just happened to went outside. She's like, Mommy, I see smoke. I see smoke. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh, it's probably fine. And then I look over right behind these trees right here and I see flames. And then we hear all the sirens coming, and we live in like kind of like a Moraga Lafayette, where it's one way in, one way out, kind of like that. And I couldn't find my car keys anywhere. We got the dogs in the car. She got in the car. I couldn't find my keys. And so thank God my husband had, he went to go check on the neighbors to make sure everyone was getting evacuated, and then comes to us and they started putting it out. But it's like, we got to remember, we need to put those things in a place that we can get out right away, because it could have been really bad. If it was windy, we would have been, it would have been bad.
Yeah, hey, that's a really good reminder. I lived in Lake Tahoe for 11 years, and I was there during the Angora fires, and 400,000 acres burned in a week, and it looked like it was absolute like Armageddon. So I'm with that statement. I appreciate that update, and then bring us all out in the field on this beautiful morning.
Happy Friday, guys. Today is our day to set up for the weekend, open houses, making our calls, getting in our mindset for the next 90 days to build the end of our year and then set up for the new year. I hope you guys will join me with intensity, because I'm ready to go full force. And I would love to host a class for all of you guys on Nextdoor. I already see it's working for Maria. She's been doing Nextdoor and she's got so much traction on it. So let's just do this together. Let's crush the year and celebrate at our party, and then take off for 2024.
That's right, Joellen. I absolutely love it. I appreciate you. Love everything that you've created in our space. So you guys, first things first, I want to share a message with you, something that I was thinking about last night and this morning. And as we get rolling this morning, there's one thing I want you guys to do is I want you guys to pull up ChatGPT. If you don't have ChatGPT, make sure that you download the app. You can have it on your computer. You can have it on your phone. I'm going to walk you through a couple things this morning that are going to be super, super important in regards to how you're going to develop. But wanted to talk to you guys really quick about resilience. I think when we look at 2023 and what's happened this year, I think that this has truly been a year of resilience. And I want you to reflect for just a moment and look back at your year. Some of us, unfortunately, have experienced loss. Some of us had to make some really, really tough decisions. Some of us went through some life-changing circumstances. Some of us, had to reshape our business. Some of us had partners, don't have partners anymore, had to really change the landscape of how we did business. Some of us had to get back to basics and get back to the things that maybe we got away from for some time. But the word that kept on coming up to me was resilience. When I look at everybody on the screen, and I could call out name after name after name that has displayed that resilience, despite what's happened in the market, despite the loss, despite the tough situations that we've all encountered, you guys have performed and you guys have showed and displayed a high level of resilience. So I want you guys to give yourself a pat on the back. I want you guys to give yourself some grace, honor all the things that you've been through, because it's made you stronger. And if it hasn't made you stronger yet, just trust me, it's doing its work right now. If you're going through hard shit right now, whatever you're going through, it's doing its work. And you're gonna come out on the other end of this more resilient than you have ever been. And you're gonna have more strength than you've ever had before. And if you're already a strong person, which all of you are, all it does is adds an extra layer of depth of who you are as a human being and what you're capable of handling in this life. Hard times were meant to push us. They're not meant to break us, they're meant to push us. And that's why resilience is so important. And each of you has displayed such a high level of resilience. So before we get started, I just want to send a message out to each of you and saying that I got nothing but love, respect for all the resilience that you guys have shown this year so far. And now let's get into our conversation. I appreciate you guys at a very, very high level. So here's what I want to do. I want to talk to you about telling something or someone how you want them to communicate. By a show of hands, how many people are currently in a relationship? Please raise your hand. If you are in a relationship, please raise your hand or give me an emoji on the screen. I'll put 2 hands up because I'm eloping in 2 weeks to Bali. So I'll put 2 hands up because I am definitely in a relationship. So oftentimes in life and as well as in business, it's our responsibility to tell these people in our lives how we want to be communicated to, right? It's important that you know how I communicate, how I receive communication, so that way we make sure that we're on a similar path when we're fighting, when we have arguments, when we're just talking about life in general, our goals, our vision, everything. It's important that we truly, truly understand how each of us receive information. And the reason why I start this conversation out this way is because what I think we all need to do is we all need to get better at telling something how to better communicate with us. And that something is ChatGPT. And here's why, and stay with me. ChatGPT is designed for us to go there for a quick reference point, to ask a quick question about the market, about conditions, or about research about a certain topic, right? But what happens is that oftentimes it produces results that don't feel like you don't feel, and I don't feel, I'll speak for myself, I don't feel like it is in my style, right? I don't feel like those are the words that I would actually use. I don't feel that it's in my dialect. And let's talk about this for a second. I've mentioned this in past coaching calls. When you think about dialect is basically how you communicate based on where you're from, the words that you use, the phrases that you use, so on and so forth. Because if somebody was talking to me from Nebraska and I said the word hella, where am I from? Most likely I'm from the Bay Area because that is a Bay Area culture word. So I'm going to give you guys some context on this conversation and then I'll make this all make sense because I'm going to pull up some examples in just a moment. So I do a lot of reading and a lot of watching of like crime shows and like FBI and how they think about the mind and how they find criminals based on how they act and how they interact and how they write. So I watched a series once on the Unabomber. Now, the Unabomber was notorious for over 25 years. He was uncaptured. They didn't know who he was. They didn't have any information until in his own vanity, the Unabomber wrote memoirs. And he wanted to write memoirs, so he was always known and people would talk about the Unabomber, right? So he's sitting in his little log cabin up in, I think, the hills of Montana, and he writes out this memoir. So the memoir was sent and it was published in the New York Times as well as other publications throughout the United States of America. So people started to read these memoirs. So what happened is that they hired somebody in the FBI to research these letters. And what happened is that based on the way that that person wrote, the phrases that they used, the terms and way that they expressed different people, women, so on and so forth, it allowed them to start to identify what age that person was, where that person was from in the United States of America based on the words that they use. And they were starting to create a profile based on just how that person wrote. Now, stay with me. Then once they published those memoirs, somebody in his family was reading the memoirs and said, you know what? Yeah, the manifesto. Thank you, Richard. I know this writing. I know this writing. And it was his brother's sister-in-law. He said, wait a minute, I know this writing, and then compared it to a letter that he had wrote them years and years prior, before he was the Unabomber. And then they put those two together. They shared that letter. They shared it with the FBI, and they were able to find a pattern in the way that he wrote. And that's what ultimately led to his demise and capture. Why do I say this? We are on the brink of a technological revolution when it comes to AI. You are either going to be with AI or you're going to be left in the dust in the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm saying by no means is this going to take our job. What it's going to do, it's going to allow us to enhance the current job that we do and create operational efficiencies that are going to give us so much more advantages in helping consumers, and it's going to make your life a lot easier. Reason I'm telling you this: if you're using ChatGPT right now and it's not producing the right results for you and it's not speaking in your language, you have to teach it. You have to teach it how to communicate the way that you would communicate, in your dialect, in your style, in your tone. So you have to teach it first. So what I want to do today is I want to give you an example of how to teach ChatGPT some simple things about how you wanted to communicate and how you wanted to produce results for you in the future. Are you guys with this conversation thus far? Any questions thus far? All right, cool. If you need me to slow down at any time, tell me to slow down, Elias. Put your hand up, get involved in this conversation, but let's go. And I'm going to share my screen right here. Let me check my chat below. That was the beginning of the forensic linguistics. And yeah, absolutely. I dive deep into that. I am fascinated with it. So let's go right into this. Now, first and foremost, I don't know if you guys did this before, but don't worry about copying all these. I'm just going to do this now because I don't want to forget I have some new ones here. Actually, in just a minute, I'll get to this in a second. But first and foremost, if you didn't do this last week, I want you guys to do this week, is this. This is going to give you a great insight into you as a person. Now, this is going to take some work. This is probably something that you want to do over the weekend, something that you want to do as you're starting to plan your business out for 2024. And here's what's important by this. And we've said this before, but I want to make sure to reiterate this for the people that may have missed this session. Act like an experienced business and life coach and engage with me to questions to understand my core motivations and aspirations to achieve comprehensive insights into my ambitions, dreams, ultimate business goals, and the lifestyle I envision. Ask me up to 20 questions. Listen, if you haven't done this exercise, I want to encourage you, push you, implore you to do this exercise. What you will find is you will find that this is such a powerful internal journey. It's an internal journey of who you are, what you want to achieve, what you are becoming, what you are setting to accomplish in this game. This alone, this practice alone, I promise you, will give you so much clarity. So first and foremost, I want you guys to put that prompt into ChatGPT. Now, while you're on the call, feel free to take it. I just put it in the chat, and go ahead and throw that in your ChatGPT and let it generate those questions for you. And then once you're done with the session today, I want you to come back to this. Now, here's where it's going to get really, really good for you guys. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to ask ChatGPT this. Ask me questions to help you better understand me and my business so you can provide better responses. My answers to your questions will serve as my custom instructions on my account for further interactions. So here, once again, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this. I don't want anybody to miss this. Boom. Now you have 2 prompts in the chat. Stay with me. Ask me questions to help you better understand me and my business so you can provide better responses. My answers to your questions will serve as my custom instructions on how my account, instructions on my account for future interactions. So what this is telling them being ChatGPT, how you want them to communicate with you, what tone, what style, who you are, what is your tagline, what do you represent? Are you an empath? Are you a director? Are you an amiable? Whatever it is, you're going to tell ChatGPT exactly how you want them to produce your future interactions. My personal background, right? How do I want to be identified as? What's my professional background? What are my main responsibilities? About your business. What's the name of your business? Provide a brief description of what you actually do in your business. Who is your target audience? Is that buyers and sellers in real estate that are searching for homes anywhere from 500 to 2 million? What does that actually look like? There are specific challenges your audience faces that your business addresses. This is your UVP, your unique value proposition. This is your key differentiator. What separates a Ryan Fong from anybody else in the Sacramento gang? Are you able to identify that? Are you able to articulate that? And are you able to write that here for ChatGPT to get a better understanding of what you do? Stay with me. Target audience, obviously, who is your target audience? Who's your customer base? Are there specific, oh, sorry, I did that one. Products and services, that's really easy. Competitive landscape. Who are your main competitors, business operations, future goals and challenges, your technical aspects? Is there any software that you guys currently use that gives us an upper hand when dealing with consumers? Whether it's High Note, whether it's Real Scout, whether it's your KV Core, whether it is Sisu, whatever it is, list that here. And engagement preferences. How do you prefer to receive information? Do you like it succinctly? Do you like it in depth? Do you like bullet points? How do you want to receive information? Are you the person that loves to read and watch these read long-winded descriptions? Or do you want straight to the point, bullet points, give it to me? That's how I communicate. That's how I want to share information. And the miscellaneous. Are there any other nuances and specific interests or details about your business you would like me to know? So once you do this and you answer all of these questions, now what it does, so I went in, you guys, and I did all this work. That way I can lead by example for you. I shared everything about the company, who we are. I also include our tagline here and what that represents. Our company motto is Be You But Fast, which represents nonconformity, diversity, grit, hard work, and authenticity. I prefer information both succinctly and bullet points in a tone of passion, empathy, and optimism, right? I feel that that's the style in which I communicate. So I'm telling ChatGPT exactly how I want to receive information. So here's what it did. It created a whole summary of me for future interactions. So check this, you guys. It's amazing. Thank you, Elias, for providing such a detailed overview of yourself for Fast Real Estate. I've taken note of the crucial details and will tailor my responses accordingly. So now they are acting accordingly based on what I've told them to do. So at any time, stop me if you guys need any more clarification. What I did is I took all of the summary of future interactions, and you guys are going to go right here to your name. And all you do is you want to go here to custom instructions. You're going to copy and paste everything that they just created from this section here, the summary of future interactions. All you do is you copy that, you paste it right into here. What would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? And how would you like ChatGPT to respond? I would like responses to be semi-casual, responses long depending on the topic. Elias is how I'd like to be addressed. ChatGPT can provide opinions on topics. And now I save that. Now, guess what? They know how I want to receive information in the future. And so the style in which it produces and the tone in which it produces now is more in alignment with the way I speak and the way that I behave and the way that I communicate. That way, I'm not just wasting my time putting on these prompts. I'm like, oh my God, I would never use that word superb, right? For an example. So questions about this before I go any further, because I want to make sure that we piece by piece this and you guys don't feel that this is a fire hose, that you could actually take small bits of information, put it in ChatGPT, tell it how to communicate. Questions, let's go. And then we'll go to the next section of this. Kaleem, what's up, big dog?
Good morning, everybody. So I already have ChatGPT, but I have a different icon. And I was just looking for this app, the icon you are using. Is it possible to share that icon somehow, or exactly?
When you say icon, what do you mean icon?
So when I'm looking at your ChatGPT, you have an icon which is purple.
Oh.
And you have a purple one. So it says right before before thank you, Elias.
Yep.
So the one I have.
So really quick, Kaleem, I'm on ChatGPT 4. So this is a new addition for ChatGPT 4. If you don't have ChatGPT 4, that's maybe the reason why you're not seeing it.
Okay, so I can look for ChatGPT 4. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep. You got it. You got it. Anybody else have a question? Anybody else have an insight? How many people have already loaded this prompt into ChatGPT, please raise your hand if you've already done it. Give me reactions on the screen just so I can get a sense of where my hands are at. On the screen, you guys. The reaction button down below. All right, cool. Way to take action. I love this. You guys, listen, I want this to be an interaction session, an interactive session. I don't want you guys to be here and not take action on this. Go to the chat right now. Grab those 2 prompts that I just put in there and save those, put them in your notes, or just copy, paste, and put them directly into ChatGPT right now. And I'll hold on a second, let you guys do that. All right, cool.
Can you copy them into the chat room?
I already did. They're already there. Yep. If you go back up to 847, it's there. Does everyone else see them? All right, cool. I'll also share a document in just a moment so you guys can have it. So let's continue on this path. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go share. So now I've created my profile. Now I've told it exactly how I want it to talk to me. Now what I want to do is I want to start building up some things for it to start sharing with me. And I just did some examples here for you guys. That way you can see. And now you're going to want to determine this any way that you want. Please provide me an email to my real estate database of potential buyers and sellers that re-engage them and that has a call to action for them to call me for any additional details on how the changing real estate market has created opportunities for both buyers and sellers. Well, shit, I kind of like that topic. You guys can reframe that, rephrase that, and restate that in any way that you want, and it's going to produce you some results here. So I put another one in here for you guys. I'm a real estate and human development coach and director of sales and coaching for one of the largest real estate teams in the industry. I'm looking for Instagram post ideas for my ideal client, which is real estate teams looking at scaling their organization, build culture, and individual agents seeking inspiration and clarity in the real estate business. Please provide me with 25 SEO optimized post ideas that will generate engagement and will and with a call to action, right? Clear directions, you guys. And then what it did is it posted all of these content ideas, additional post ideas. So these are all the hooks that they've created because we're always searching for hooks. What do I say? How am I going to open up my content? Now I have some ideas if I'm ever stumped on what I really, really want to create. Here's another one for you. And I have all these, so don't worry about capturing all of this. I'm a real estate agent in San Francisco Bay Area who closed 20 transactions last year with an average sales price of $850. Please give me a plan of action, including marketing strategies and daily activities to close 40 transactions in 2024, with 60% of my transactions generated from listings, 40% from buyers. I would like my business to be generated through, but not limited to, social media, community involvement, and my circle of influence. I want a plan that gives me absolute clarity. See what it produces for you. You see what we're doing here, you guys, is that sometimes we're overthinking what this actually looks like. Let's use ChatGPT based on telling it the right instructions, let it aggregate some choices for you and have a dialogue with you. And then now you can create something that you didn't have to spend hours and hours on. So if you use this correctly, it will allow you to start to leverage your time, leverage your abilities, and allow you to write in an even better way. Joellen, you had your hand up. Let's go to you. And then I'll pause for a second. Let's go, Joellen.
Yeah, I recently did a CMA for a client on a big property, and I actually put it all in ChatGPT and had ChatGPT put it all out in a summary of what to look for. But I told ChatGPT, this is what they need to look for. Please identify this, keep in mind this. And then it laid it all out in a summary. And then I put it into an email, and it was easy for them to read and know what to look for in these comps.
I love it. I absolutely love this. So you guys, the idea behind this is to, I'm actually just I'm going to share something with you right here. I will share this file. Share with others. 1 second, hold on. And let me not restrict this link. Anyone with the link, copy. All right, cool. I'm going to put this down in the chat below so everyone can just have this for future reference. Boom, bam. All right, cool, paste. Cool. You guys have all the prompts in one document there. It's already created. It's already for you. Please feel free to build that out as I come across more when I'm reading, when I see it on Inman, when I hear from Laura Taylor, other people and business partners in the industry. I'll make sure to fill more on this document. But based on the conversation thus far, who would like to share any thoughts, any takeaways, any dialogue, or tell me what your head is thinking about right now and how you're going to start feeding this great information? Who wants to chime in on this conversation? Let's go around the room. If you don't throw your hand up, I'm just going to call on you. So Vernon, you already took some action. Marcelina, Anderson, let's go ahead and get you guys in the conversation. Vernon, let's hear from you, big dog.
This is amazing. This is now integrated into my daily activity because I see the power of it. Right. And I'm really grateful that you actually provided the case study. You ran a trial run to show us what the possibilities are as it relates to what we do. So I'm just committed to getting well versed and more proficient using the app or the software. It's dope, man. That's all I've got.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, man, it's going to make life a lot easier once you start using it and you use it to your benefit. You're going to find like, wow, this is actually producing me some really, really good results. So I appreciate that, man. Way to take massive action instantly. Let's go over to Marcelina. Marcelina, what's your thoughts on this conversation? Let's go to you.
So I'm one of those people that never used AI before. I've been a little bit scared. It's new. So it's, how do I use it? But I'm very intrigued and I actually downloaded it. I did exactly what you put on the chat. Now I'm answering the question. So now it's going to help me. And I know just by watching you and everyone else who does do it, how easier things get for them and how better their business is progressing. So I'm very intrigued and I want to learn more. I want to be a sponge and soak it all in.
I love it. I love it, Marcelina. And I appreciate that, taking action. You guys, so I put it to the test. Once I told it how I communicate, once I told it my tone, once I told it that I'm launching a accountability group called Intensity, I wanted to put it to the fire or put it to the test. And so I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret because I put the prompts into ChatGPT. But if you guys have spent any amount of time with me, I think you guys get a sense of how I communicate, the words that I use. There's probably phrases that you guys know that I use routinely. And so I put this into ChatGPT to say, what is it actually going to produce for me? And I'm going to share this with you guys because this is the era that we're in, and I'm really, really excited about this. So boom, bam, boom. All right, guys. So I told ChatGPT to create me some sales copy for a real estate high-level accountability group. And when it wrote it, I had to go in and I had to change some things and adjust it based on some words that I didn't like. But as we approach the final stretch of 2023, the time couldn't be more better. I know many of you are looking for that extra push, that adrenaline rush to shatter your goals and finish this year strong. You've worked your asses off this year, and I respect that. But the time has come to step up the heat, to challenge every boundary you set for yourself, and ensure that this is a year that is remembered as your year. Enter Intensity, the ultimate high-level accountability group. Pressure like never before. Weekly accountability calls, unrelenting coaching, real results. Why intensity? When I read this, I felt like, man, that speaks like I speak. So I'm like, let's roll with this shit. So I'd say 85% of this was assisted by ChatGPT. And obviously I put my own spin on it. I spaced some things out. I put my own phrases, but it gave me an outline to be able to create something that I then sent out to the team that now you guys are involved with. Now you guys are signing up for it. And I wouldn't have launched it because I'm very particular about what I send out to the team. I wouldn't have launched it if I didn't feel like, man, that sounds like that's coming from me. Like, good job. It felt like it was my assistant that knows me so well wrote it on my behalf. That's how I felt. So, Marcelina, good stuff. Let's go to Anderson. You had your hand up, big dog. Let's hear from you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yeah, that was amazing. I didn't think about putting that to ChatGPT. I've been using ChatGPT for quite some time now to make some videos, and that's a question that I had because I talked to my friend about this because there's an app, there's an AI app that if you're texting a lady, they like take that message and they tell you what to say. So in my thought process, I'm thinking, should I use Chat GPT, but should I also, do my own twist? But you just answered that right now. You use my own words, use my what I think and all of that. So thank you for that. And another question was, it's
Hey, listen,
so you
Angie, I know what you're about to say. No answers, no questions silly here, bro. Just roll with it, man.
okay,
This is a safe space.
cool. So using Chat GPT for social media, because I use basically the script that they tell me to use. And I was just wondering if I, should also make my own creativity to it and not use a
100%.
lot of Chat GPT.
100%. If you guys are using ChatGPT for content ideas, right? Like maybe ChatGPT, I'm going to mute you, Anderson, just while I'm talking because I'm getting background noise. Maybe use ChatGPT to provide you with some dope hooks, right? ChatGPT, provide me with a minimum of 20 hooks that the top influencers on social media use to engage the population on certain topics or whatever it is, right? You could use it for the hooks. It doesn't have to be the whole entire script, but maybe you're like, damn, I never thought about that. I made a video yesterday about people leaving the team that don't say anything or leaving brokerages that don't say anything. That video has taken off just because of how the video opened up. It wasn't anything professional. It was in my kitchen, right? It was a minute video about my opinion, right? And so maybe it helps you to get in the habit of looking at hooks and what powerful hooks are like. Hey, ChatGPT, can you aggregate a minimum of 20 top hooks that are used by the top influencers on Instagram right now in a tone for real estate professionals that is, super sarcastic, or it's super aggressive, or it's super empathetic? Like, tell it. Now it's going to give you all these these prompts and these hooks, and now you just refine those hooks. So Anderson, 100% use it for that, but when it's like reading off of a script, that's not my style. I say take that script, repurpose it, jack it, and make it fit your style, your idyllic, in the way that you speak words. Because there's words that it will produce that I would never say that word. I never would. And so I'm not going to go create a video based on a word that I never would. And here's a great example of this, you guys. Let me pull something up, and I'm come over to Nicole and Joellen in just a quick second. So peep game on this. You guys all saw Kenny's AI video, right? All right, so if you didn't see Kenny's AI video, I'll see if I can pull it up really quick, but I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. But here's what I want you guys to realize. So Kenny is not a hey guys type of dude. It's not a word that he typically says. But in this video, I mean, look how many times this thing has been liked and commented on. In this video, it's kind of hard to hear, but I don't know.
Is going to undoubtedly affect our industry. Over the past few years, we've seen innovations in artificial intelligence that can optimize, accelerate, and enable deeper levels of content and creation in ways we've never seen in our industry. So much so that this entire video didn't even require me to be there to shoot this. In fact, this entire video is just my AI avatar speaking to you from content.
So here's the thing. The moment I saw this, and now obviously I knew that we were working on this project behind the scenes, but the moment that he said undoubtedly, I instantly connected that to one human being. Who do you think that human being was that I connected that word to? Any guesses? And if you're on the team, he is currently on the team or part of the team. Does anyone want to make a guess? Nobody wants to guess for me?
Patrick?
Carlos, Patrick. Every single time I communicate with Patrick and we're in a planning session about the company, he'll use the word undoubtedly. He wrote that script for Hey Jen. Kenny just did a quick video, said a couple things like nothing, of substance, just so you can see his lips move. He wrote that, and then it had his lips look like, that was one of the best versions that I've seen, but I knew who wrote that based on that one word. If I was just watching that and I didn't know Kenny, maybe you'd think that that's how Kenny talks. We all know that that's not the way that Kenny talks. So that was like so powerful how I connected that video instantly to Patrick because of the way that he wrote. And so I personally think that you can use ChatGPT for some great hooks, but become an author. And what I mean by that is get in the habit of writing some original content. And the way that you write original content, and we're not designed, this session is not designed for social media, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. The way that you write original content is that you speak your opinion, because that opinion is yours. How you view the world, what you think about social injustice, what you think about music, what you think about things that are happening in society, what you think about people leaving the team that don't give you the courtesy of saying, hey, I'm going to a different brokerage, peace out, but it was great while I was here. That's my opinion, right? So if you're thinking about raw, real content, then speak more about the things that you're truly, truly opinionated about. And if people like you, cool. They'll understand or respect it. And if they don't like you and they unfollow you, then cool. That they weren't meant to be in my world. So when you're thinking about authorship, right? Authorship, when you write content that is based on the way that you feel and based on the way that you have opinions about the world, social injustice, social affairs, that will separate you all the time. Now, as you're starting out, if you want to use scripts, I get that, but lean into like, damn, how can I write some content based on how I feel? I've had a moment that yesterday, saw a couple of people leave the team. They were with another brokerage, didn't say shit to us. Me, I'm opinionated. I'm going to say that. And that video got tons and tons of engagement. So back to your point, Anderson, have it create the hooks for you, but you create the raw material and the authorship by writing something down that is real to you. Nicole Penland, you had your hand up. Let's go over to you.
I was going to say also, you can go back and forth with the responses. Like it'll, once it gives you the response, if it doesn't sound right, like if you go above it to where you pointed it in, you can go in and edit and add more information or add more of, what you would say, and then it'll regurgitate another response. And you can keep going back and forth with it that way until you find the right fit too.
Yeah, and if you guys wanted to regenerate and do it again, you guys can do that. So absolutely. Let's go to you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Let's hear some action. I want to end this call on a high level. What are some action that you took in this last week that has led to positive results, a contract, a new listing, a appointment that was a struggle to get, you door knocked on a neighborhood? Talk to me a little bit about the action that you took this week and the results from that. Ryan, I would love to come to you in a moment because you've taken some major action, but Anderson, you had your hand up again, bro. I don't want to forget about you. Anderson, what was your thoughts, contributions on the conversation?
Yeah, action was just posting on social media this whole week. I've been really on that, and I've seen a lot of people come back to me saying, oh, you're doing great, man. So seeing that support really just fires me up and just makes me want to do more. Another thing I did was going on brokers tour. I went to 3 brokers tours, and I did like you seen on social media, I did just a showing with Donna shadowing her. So being in that type of environment just made me think about how to interact with the customer, with the clients, how to be around people that want to talk about the house. So that made me think about it more and just go to the drawing board and start thinking about how to talk to people, being creative with, how I should do it too, because I know different agents will do different things. And that's one thing I talked to my friend about, is because he seen my post, he was like, just be Anderson, be who you are. And yeah, that's what I got throughout this week.
Hey, bro, your friend, that's a real homie right there. That's a real homie. Because if at any time I produce something, my friends would be like, bro, really? Who wrote that shit? Who's your ghostwriter, right? Like my friends would call me out on that. Like my closest homies would be like, dude, that did not sound like you. Like lose the tie, relax a little bit, and speak like Elias would speak, right? That's a good homie right there. So let's talk about engagement. Ryan Fong, walk through some of your analytics from this past week. I know that you've produced some great engagement from shares, some saves. So tell us about who reached out and tell us about some of your wins. Go ahead.
So I posted, well, I'm starting to consistently post reels, and each one has gotten over 1,000 plays. And a bunch of people that I've met before shared the video too. I've actually had 2 people so far reach out, one of them moving back, or actually moving from the Bay Area to Roseville, and then another one that wants to find a house in Sacramento. They're looking to buy next year. But just just posting the videos and getting that engagement and getting people starting to talk to me about real estate is kind of crazy.
Dude, all right, so check this out. His last video about why November or October is a good time to buy. I don't know his back-end analytics. I'm just looking at this. It's been saved or shared 17 times. That means there's 17 more people that have shared that, and now that's to their audiences. So now he has more visibility. And I'll be real with you guys. Ryan left the team and he recently came back. Prior to him coming back, I didn't know who Ryan was. I'll just be real with you, Ryan. I didn't know who you were, bro. Like, I see you in person, you're jacked. I see like you on the camera. I'm like, now I'm getting a sense of who you are, how you communicate. I didn't even know who you were before. And now I'm connected to you because of 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. Now I know a little bit more about who you are. And I didn't know shit about you prior to that, bro. So he recommitted. Yeah. He said, I'm down to do this. I want to do this. I said, well, then you got to show us your receipts. And bro, you're showing receipts in a big way, man. And I'm glad that it's working for you. And I'm glad that you're seeing results this early, bro. So love and respect to you, man. I love this. Good job.
Thank you. I want to say one other thing that I did. Yeah. One other thing. I was trying to get an open house for this weekend, and I was sending out emails and texts, and I wasn't getting anything until I started sending video messages to the other agents. And then one finally replied and I was able to get one.
Man, that type of tenacity, that's someone that I would want. Right. Yo, hey, Vernon, my name's Elias. We haven't really met, but hey, I'm eager. I'm hungry. I'm ready to do your open house this weekend, give you your weekend back. Go spend with the family, go play baseball. But I'm hungry. I'm ready. I will show up. I'll do all the marketing. I will welcome the neighbors. So if you're looking for someone to give you coverage this weekend, call your boy Elias. I'd love to give you your weekend back. Ryan, good work. Vernon, let's hear from you. We'll go Blessing. We'll go Demian. And then I got one more thing to share with everybody. Let's go, Vernon.
Ryan, my brother, I appreciate your hustle. I respect that, man, tremendously. And just in terms of action, it's good learning for me because we're, when I'm learning how to handle an increase in business, right? And so when you have multiple offers accepted and trying to make sure that each transaction gets to the close efficiently, right? We're not in the business to write offers. We're in the business to close the damn transaction so we can get paid. So the experience has been real interesting, but just closed 2 and grateful to have gone into contract on the HUD deal where I was telling you about, Coach. We actually ratified yesterday. So just juggling those balls, closing out the 3rd quarter with hella momentum, smashing into the 4th quarter with tangible, clearly identified goals that's really going to set us up for 2024, just like a tsunami. I'm super grateful for. So just wanted to share some of those wins and victories and learnings with the team. Right on, Coach.
Man, I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. So check this out, you guys. So sold for this year, Vernon sold 9 homes so far, but he has 3 pending right now with a total volume of 1.485. And he has a coming soon on Republic in Vacaville. So talk about true momentum. And Vernon, for the people in the back of the room that don't know, how long have you been in this game?
Like a year.
A year, you guys. A year, right? So when you think about where you're at, like things can change overnight, but it only happens overnight because you put in all those hours, right? We're rewarded in public for what we've practiced hours and hours and hours behind the scenes, right? They see the win, we see the win, but I know he's been putting in all that work behind the scenes. The win is the moment, right? That's why Tim Grover says the winning is a perpetual cycle. He wins, he got someone in the contract. Guess what? He's got to go all the way back around to get that win again. So Vernon, much love, respect to you. Let's go Blessing, Demian, and then we'll go Dana. And then I got one more thing to share with you guys. So Blessing, let's go.
First of all, the messaging and sending video text messages to other agents, to get open houses has been my go-to. So Ryan, good for you for finding that. Especially if you send them on Tuesdays, because they haven't really set it up for the weekend, you can usually book them. So Tuesdays, definitely by Wednesday, if you just message every icon agent in the area, if they don't have it, they'll come back to you. I had 2 come back to me this week. So great tool to get busy. This week, I stepped out of my comfort zone and went to, not only did I go to the broker tour, I went to the marketing tour on Tuesday. I also went to the Women's Council outreach kind of meet and greet. And then I was at a community health fair. I also went to the Women's Council tasting last night. So like I've been networking in the area where I didn't realize that all of these professionals in my area knew who I was to that level. They're like, I see you posting. So while it didn't lead me to putting me in front of a buyer right now, I just know that the reputation and the standard that I hold for myself is actually connecting me with more of my peers, where if I reach out, I can have that dialogue. So stepping out and also making sure that I post my 5 reels from each and every one of those events. I've got my 5 from yesterday. That's been helping my engagement. An accidental post that I made a beat randomly with my driver videos, got 1,100 views since yesterday, which I think is wild. So I just know that the more that I hold myself and I step out of my comfort zone, I'll attract the buyers that I want to.
So powerful, because this business is not only about obviously helping consumers buy and sell real estate, but it's interpersonally, right? It's in our community, in our real estate industry, how well we are building our relationships, right? Because those things go a long way when it comes to getting transparent information when we're in negotiations. Hey, what's up, Sherry? Hey, how you been? It was good seeing you at Women's Council. So, hey, check it out. I just sent in an offer. I want to make sure that you received it. Did you receive it? Wonderful. Listen, tell me what I need to know. What's going on? How can I get my offer accepted? Like, those relationships are going to play such a vital role. That's why when I made that post yesterday about people leaving and ghosting, hey, this is a small fucking industry. We're probably going to cross paths. The way that you handle the relationships interpersonally show a lot about your character. I'm just being real. Shows a lot about your character, right? So love the people that you're working with, but love this industry and make these beautiful relationships. Then those things are going to set you apart. So Blessing, I love that. And I love that you're getting recognized in notoriety and you're getting the love that you deserve based on your performance. So great job. Let's go Damian, then we'll go to Dana, and then we'll wrap up this conversation. Let's go Damian.
Good morning. Good morning. So, this week I was making phone calls at the beginning of the week, and I was going in between the flex pond and my spear. And so I called some people that I usually wouldn't call. I called this longtime family friend. He's something like a mentor. He made me go back to school when I went and got my real estate license and everything. He prompted that. But I called him. He didn't answer, called me back, and got on me for about 25 minutes. He was like, you don't need to change anything, but you need to start inserting real estate in everything that you do. He was like, I see you out there in the community. I'm looking at your social media. I can't tell that you sell houses. And I'm like, okay, I get it. All right. And so fast forward to the middle of the week, really like going through it in my mind. I'm like, and I only been back like recommitted for like a month maybe. And but I started going to another place in my mind. I was like, I got to find like a part-time job or something because I need a check. And like I'm really going through it. And the calls that I made on Monday resulted in a call yesterday after I had a good morning. Like I had volunteered at this health fest for a voter registration, and I handed out my card to more people than I ever had, talking about real estate the whole day in between trying to get people registered to vote. I get a call as we pull up to my daughter's school for a teachers conference. It's somebody that I reached out to on Monday from my spear that didn't end up going through a transaction with me last year, called out of nowhere and was like, me and my wife seen this $2 million house that we really love. We want to go see it. And I'm like, and I mean, again, my mind was really going into some places that I didn't want it to go because of need and not doing what I needed to do previous. And it put me in this place. But at the same time, the work that I did at the beginning of the week led to this call yesterday. And it was just a reminder, keep doing the work, keep working until it works, because it will work. And even if this $2 million transaction doesn't work out, I know that the activities that I'm doing now will lead to something eventually. I gotta stay consistent with it and keep telling people that I'm a realtor with all the other shit that I do.
God, man, I absolutely love this, to me, and so humble for you to share. So humble for you to share, because that was a survey, unsolicited survey. Someone said, "Yo, what do you actually?" There should be no question about it, right? You're a musician, you're a father, you're a community advocate, and you are a real estate professional, and you do all of that. There should be no question. That is eye-opening, man. So I'm grateful for that person. I'm grateful for that person in your corner to be like, yo, wait a minute, what are you actually doing? So to me, what a great lesson. Congratulations on getting somebody re-engaged. And yeah, I hope it works out for them and for you. So good stuff. Dana, let's go to you.
Mine's actually really simple, guys. It is asking for help. Asking for help, showing up to I went to CCMG this past Wednesday, and just realizing that there's other women, other men are cool too, but women who share my experience, who are so willing to help. But the one that struck a chord with me was asking for help, like even from my husband with open house signs. I had no idea that I needed help. And so like just asking for help. I think the whole thing is just asking for help when you need it. Don't be shy.
Ooh, you know what? I heard something earlier this year, and it said, we don't grow in isolation, right? We don't grow in isolation. We lean into our community. We lean into people, even if it means we have to swallow our pride, right? Sometimes I've got to swallow my pride in order for me to grow and get the help that I really, really need. Or I'm going to be a stubborn old man like my father and never ask for help, and he's a miserable prick, right? I'm not going to be that person. I'm always going to ask for help, always. So I appreciate that sentiment. So you guys, I want to share this with you. If you're on the team, you guys have an opportunity, and you have an opportunity to take your business to the next level, but the choice is going to rest solely on you. Now, currently, we still have 51 people on this call. Now, on October 6th, we launched the last round for 2023 of Intensity. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, because yeah, this is going to be a sales pitch. So Intensity Part 3, this is Intensity. It's an opt-in high-level accountability group. During this program, we are going to measure conversations, appointments met, videos posted, handwritten cards in the office. We're going to provide all the cards, previewing of homes, Google reviews, recorded calls and follow-up boss, and use of ChatGPT prompts and other activities that will lead to pending transactions and listings taken. Each week, we'll have our activity challenges. We'll log in CSU, follow-up boss is required. This is a no excuse group. If you don't hit your target, you get one strike after that. You get removed from the group. So sorry, not sorry. Cameras are on. This is a non-negotiable. Dana, make sure to check your email, because this is in your email. I know you sent me a message yesterday. Please plan accordingly. If you're ready to raise the intensity in your business and take your business to new heights, this is the group for you. Must be a team member for at least 30 days. We're going to meet on Fridays at 10 a.m. from 10 to 1 o'clock. There is going to be prizes for this last one. We're thinking about a harbor cruise, so on and so forth. More information on that. And the co-host is going to be Vernon Williams and Vanessa Vo. Both of them have completed successfully the intensity groups of the past, and I'm going to be in Bali for 2 weeks. So I wanted them to step up, and they said they're going to step up. So you guys, you have this if you're on the team. But in the meantime, if you guys aren't and you need this, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to throw it right here in the chat. Boom. So if you guys want to end the year strong, if you want to raise the level of intensity, if you want to push your stuff, if you want to get fucking super uncomfortable from now to the end of the year and you want to go full tilt, register. But please don't waste my time. Don't register for accountability for intensity and kind of do it. And oh my God, and I did it for 1 week. Fucking step up. It's your business. You have 4 weeks, go full tilt, have an accountability partner, do the work, do the activities, and I'll show you where your business will be. Vernon can speak to this because he has his hand up. So Vernon, you had your hand up. Let's go.
Hey, listen, for the 50 people that are on this call, if you have not participated in the Intensity Accountability Group and you are serious about getting your bag, you are serious about taking your business to scale, building your systems, really getting specific with your deliverables, your outcomes, what you need to do, you need to be in this group. Okay? If you are serious about setting some momentum for 2024, whether Elias is going to be there or not for a week or two, we will not take our foot off the gas. You must be in this group. Now, don't come into the room if you are not super committed, because I love to see when people get their necks chopped because they had an excuse. I love that shit. But don't be that one. But I can, man, be in this group. Real talk.
I love it. And you guys, listen, I love you. And you guys see a side of me that is super empathetic here. In intensity, I'm intense, meaning that I hold everybody to a very high standard because this is an opt-in group. So Uncle E might get a little bit more serious. And if you come to the group late, if you miss a metric and your camera is not on, I give you 30 seconds to get your camera on. If your camera's not on, you're out. You're out and you get one strike. So this is going to push you and it's going to put some pressure and it's going to create some tension. Also, you have a responsibility to be a really good accountability partner. Every single person in that group gets an accountability homie, and that's your person. And now hopefully that relationship continues on after intensity. But the goal is to make sure that you just have some extreme momentum before we enter the holiday season in 2024. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys' registrations. More information to come on that. So I am excited. I'm excited for you. What's that?
I had asked, I'm sorry, I had asked a few times in the chat, will we have a part 4? I've been wanting to do it. It's just with all this going on, I don't want to get kicked out in the first.
No, and I respect that, Nicole, but no, this is the last one for 2023 because November we have business planning, and then December people will be traveling, family time, Christmas, so on and so forth. So October is going to be our month. October is the last intensity of the year. So sign up, don't miss out. You guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for all your contributions. My hope is that you learn one thing today that you can apply in your life and business. Go do those prompts. Feel free to share those prompts with me. Feel free to create a video on those prompts of what you've actually been able to create, because I would love to actually see that. So get out there and have some fun this week. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. Peace.
Peace.